Well, with just days to go before the federal election, U.S. President Donald Trump is once again stirring things up in Canadian politics. During a ceremony at the Oval Office, Trump repeated his 51st state rhetoric and threatened to raise auto tariffs. So, Caroline, the leaders were quick to respond on the campaign trail today.
Yes, opposition leaders were taking aim at Carney, questioning his ability to negotiate with Trump. This in the wake of a report by Radio Canada. Campaigning in Winnipeg, NDP leader Jagmeet Singh says Canadian workers are now worried about their jobs amid the ongoing trade war with the U.S. and Canadian sovereignty.
And we recently learned that Mark Carney wasn't being totally straight up with us when he told us what happened with his first phone call with Donald Trump. He said that Donald Trump respected our sovereignty. Now it's come out that he instead actually brought back up the 51st state and again threatened our country in that call. I'm worried, I think as a lot of Canadians are worried, that if Mark Carney's not being straight up with us, he's not going to be straight up with us in the negotiations.
And Bloc leader Yves-François Blanchet was at Bombardier in Dorval this morning, and he also brought up Carney's call with Trump.
He wanted to make a statement. I am Mark Carney. I'm the best of them all. I'm a great negotiator. I have managed crisis in the past. I would change the world. Trust me. And it appears that it never happened. That the call was not what has been described afterwards. That there was no agreement, no support for Canada's sovereignty.
Now, Carney himself was campaigning in BC today, and he was challenged about that phone call with Trump after a Radio Canada report that it didn't go as smoothly as he publicly told reporters. His office has not denied that Trump raised the issue, but Carney says on the phone call, Trump treated him as a prime minister and that they had discussions as sovereign nations, and it was clear that joining the U.S. is not on the table and never will be.
My government has anticipated the depths of this crisis. A few weeks ago, before the U.S. auto tariffs were put in place, we created a $2 billion strategic response fund that will fortify the entire Canadian auto supply chain, from raw materials to finished vehicles. We're investing in the future of the auto industry by building an all-in-Canada network for auto parts manufacture. And we're developing new markets with reliable partners.
And finally, on the subject of automobiles, Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre had a different message in Halifax today, pledging to scrap the federal electric vehicle sales mandates, which mandated that 20% of all new vehicles in Canada sold must be electric by 2026. Well, government rebate programs to encourage people to buy EVs came to an end in January, and Poilievre called the EV mandates a Carney tax that will cost consumers more.
Let me be clear. I have nothing against electric cars. If you want one, buy one. Free choice. Make your own decision. I encourage you to buy one that's made in Canada, and I go even further to say that a Conservative government would bring real change and axe the federal sales tax on any vehicles made in Canada so that you can save by buying Canadian.
And Poilievre also said that his government will honour all agreements that have been signed for construction of EV and battery plants in Canada. And we'll have more election news on CTV National News and CTV News at 6. Maya.
All right. Thank you very much, Caroline.